Today was a cleanup for some Long Islanders. It followed that sudden and wicked thunderstorm that struck central Suffolk County early last evening, the Hauppauge-Ronkonkoma area. That was hit hard. And that's where we find News 12's Andrew Enger right in the thick of the destruction.
Well, crews are still working to clean up what this fast-moving storm dumped on Lake Ronkonkoma. As you can see down Smithtown Boulevard here, utility crews still working to repair some of those lines. But let me show you the power of this storm here, knocking down this big tree here. It landed on this 7-Eleven, crushing the roof. Neighbors say this storm came in fast and just left a trail of destruction in its wake. Thursday evening storm first brought powerful wind, then rain, and finally damaging hail. It was nothing like Ken Donnelly had ever seen.
It was a very fast-moving storm, but the damage was, as you can see back here, was incredible.
The front of the 7-Eleven down the street from his home was crushed by a large tree. Other homes and cars seeing some serious damage as well. A tree pierced the roof of Kevin Sweeney's home, wrecking a spare bedroom that he says no one was in at the time.
We were standing in a hallway, and that's when we heard the crash, and we went running upstairs and grabbed some buckets and some trash cans and tried to catch what water we can.
The storm seemingly steamrolled over multiple streets on the north side of the lake and then moved northeast, leaving a trail of destruction towards Centereach and other communities. Today, the cleanup began as crews from PSEG Long Island worked to replace knocked-over utility poles and remove trees from streets. The National Weather Service says this was not the result of a tornado, but rather powerful straight-line winds, even though some didn't believe that.
Everything was like in a whirlwind. It was dark, and, wind kept turning. And we said, oh, my God, and then we can hear it go from one end of the house to the other. And you knew something was serious.
Tom Hyland says the home that his parents built here decades ago luckily didn't get much damage, though there were some tree limbs dangling precariously from a neighbor's tree. He's just hoping the power gets turned on soon and he can get to the job of cleaning up.
I feel pretty lucky, actually. The tree missed the house by a few inches and minimal damage, just some tree removal. So I feel like I'm blessed today.
Now, speaking of power, PSEG Long Island says at one point during this storm, over 9,000 homes were without power. But by this evening, they've pared that number down to just a handful. And luckily, no major injuries from this storm. We're in Lake Ronkonkoma. Andrew Enger, News 12, Long Island.